Kia ora, Rotorua. Ahead in tonight's bulletin, Rotorua District Councillor Merapeka Raukawa-Tate says the rates increases proposed for businesses is the reason she voted against the long-term plan. Rotorua residents are facing an increase in Cityride bus fares and 45 triallists for this Sunday's Bay of Plenty rugby trials. Those stories and more are coming up next on City News. Rotorua District Councillor Merapeka Raukawa-Tate says concern over the impact of the rating system change on businesses is the reason she voted against the Rotorua District Council's long-term plan. The long-term plan was adopted on Friday, 10 votes in favour with 3 against. Mrs Tate told City News that she would have preferred that more discussion take place on the impact of rates rises due to the change.
We now have a capital rating system, and I'm just getting my head around all of that. But to me, it did seem unfair, and I believe that there would have been no harm in us pressing the pause button and actually analysing that better than we have. Hence, I decided that there was only 2 other councillors, and I decided that yes, I would vote against it at this point in time. You do have to make sure that the burden of, how would you say, sacrifice, or the burden doesn't fall on extremes, and the business community, some of the business community, it certainly has. And so how can we address that? And I would have liked to have seen some options presented to councillors so that we could have thought, yes, this is the way, and being comfortable with it. There is an indication from our Mayor that we will now look at it, and perhaps before Christmas we can get back to the business community. But I would have preferred that that was done right now.
We have more from Merapeka Raukawa-Tate in tonight's City News programme. Rotorua residents are facing an increase in Cityride bus fares. The Regional Council's Public Transport Subcommittee is recommending a 20-cent increase to fares in Rotorua. A report to the subcommittee says fares have not kept up with the rate of inflation since 2009, despite the fact that Regional Council has to make inflation payments to the operators of the services every quarter. Passengers travelling in Rotorua currently pay $2.30 cash and $1.61 with a Smart Ride card. Under the new fares, they will pay $2.50 cash and $1.75 with a Smart Ride card. Bay of Plenty Regional Council Public Transport Subcommittee Chairman Doug Owens acknowledged that higher bus fares could be difficult for some passengers, but said higher fares were necessary to be able to continue and grow the region's bus services. The final decision on bus fare increases will be made at the full council meeting on the 16th of August. Work on assembling and planting what will be the world's largest man-made floating wetland is underway at Sulphur Point. 20,000 native plants on the Rotorua District Council Coordinated Environmental Enhancement Initiative will help improve Lake Rotorua water quality while promoting the district with the word Rotorua spelled out in giant letters floating on the lake.
Yeah, this is a water clean project, the second major one we've done in Rotorua, and what we're doing here is, as you can see, these are modular. These are the joining plates right here. It's got straps running through for strength, and yeah, basically we bolt these together, and they're makes one large piece like this out here.
At 160 metres in length by 40 metres wide, the wetland will be similar in size to a full rugby field. Blaze Night, an action-packed night of events on tomorrow night, is the highlight feature of the Fire and Ice Midwinter Festival. The Rotorua District Council Major Events Coordinator Kylie Lang says there'll be ground-level fireworks display, laser light show, fire performers and the Ring of Fire children's bike race.
Okay, so this Thursday we have the night market on, so people will go down there and eat their dinner and get their wares and things like that, and then they'll wander down here to where the ice rink is, and we're calling it Blaze Night. There's a Ring of Fire mountain bike ride for kids, so they're going to go around each street. We've got some road closures, so don't panic parents, and the kids will have obstacles and things like that, just a small lap but lots of fun. Then we have a roller derby performance, so this is not your ice skating, it's your roller skates, and they push and shove, and they're going to do that on Tarfield, believe it or not. Then we go into some fire performers, so fire poi, fire breathing, that sort of thing, and then we finish off with the best part, which is the fireworks and laser display.
Kylie Lang says that last week 3,000 people took a skate on the Harcourt's ice skating rink and says she expects the next 3 weeks to be just as popular. In sport tonight, the 2012 Physical Education New Zealand, or PENZ, have held their national conference in the city. Over 300 participants from around the country have been looking at the challenges and opportunity in physical education today. Special guests from the Otago course were also present to honour education founding father Philip Aston Smithers, who was instrumental in physical education training. President of PENZ, Dr. Alan Owens, says the three-day conference is an important time for people to get together.
And it's a broad professional community, so you've got teachers, you've got primary school teachers, secondary school teachers, and a university sector that are fairly active. And it's a community that comes together to share, to look at new innovations in education, and to keep sort of the leadership of the profession together, sharing and pushing it ahead.
A significant step to select the 26 players that will represent the Bay of Plenty in this season's Northern Region competition takes place this weekend. The Bay of Plenty Trials is to be held at Paengaroa Domain on Sunday. 80 nominations were received from 12 secondary schools and 7 clubs, which has been reduced to the 45 triallists. A significant part in the selection of the players to take part in the Bay Trial was a recent assessment evening where the youngsters were put through their paces under the eye of the Bay of Plenty Union coaching staff. To your weather now, Rotorua, brought to you by Trevor Robson Signs and Graphics Limited. Tonight, fine spells with southwesterlies, an overnight low of 2. Tomorrow, outlook for Thursday, partly cloudy with morning fog. Light winds with a high of 12 and a low of 5. The outlook for Friday, partly cloudy, possible shower and southerlies, with a high of 12 and a low of 5. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, southwest 10 knots, tending southerly in the afternoon. Waves less than half a metre. Early fog clearing, then mostly fine. Don't forget, for program listings and other info, check out our website at tvrotorua.co.nz. And while you're there, to see what's on in our city, go to upcoming events. Still to come in tonight's program, we preview tomorrow night's Enduro Ring of Fire event. Alan Solomon is at the Trout Hatchery with Fish and Game Officer Anthony Van Dorp. And I talk with Rotorua District Councillor Merapeka Raukawa Tate.